everybody. Welcome to We Are Jersey. It is Little Miss Jersey, Adrianna _ Leah, Adrian B, with the one and only Miss Pilar Scratch. Yes. And Mr. River Mason, you guys.
Hey.
So between these two gems sitting on this couch, we have multifaceted individuals that are just starting out and already killing the game, you guys. So for those that don't know you all, can you give us a little bit about what you guys do, what you have going on for yourselves?
I am Pilar Scratch. I started my journey as a designer, but then I converted into a wardrobe stylist, which led me to being a celebrity wardrobe stylist. Momager to this kid over here, River Mason. Best-selling author, best-selling, seen on Forbes, been featured on TMZ, E News. Yeah, yes. I think I just drew a blank, but I've been featured pretty lot of places. So yeah.
Listen, you guys, if you don't know about Miss Pilar, y'all need to go do y'all research, because I promise if you don't, you're looking a hot mess. Okay, sis can help you out with the fits. All right. So tell us about your journey and how you got started, and just, what made you choose fashion? Did fashion choose you, or did you decide to choose fashion?
As cliche as that sounds, I want to say fashion chose me. It started when I was pregnant with River. Well, before I even knew, I was like maybe 2 or 3 months pregnant with River. I was making a clothing line. Me and my boyfriend, his dad at the time, I was making a clothing line, and I was making everything from scratch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's where it comes from.
So that's where I get the name from. I mean, I'm talking about, I would take curtains or bed sheets or whatever, and I would make outfits out of them. Like a lot of dresses, like how I have one today. This is like my signature dresses because they're really easy to make. So that was like my signature to make, and like the the high-waisted skirts, those are my signatures. So I was making a clothing line, and then life happened. I found out I was pregnant. I was 19, and basically it was so time consuming to sit and make collections when you have an infant, and especially being a single mom, and I was in school at the time. So I'm like, let me just dress people. I have a niche for fashion. So let me do that. I started off with my aunt, Rodiga. I started dressing her and just getting my foot really out there. I interned with Patricia Field, who was like an icon in the fashion industry when I landed that. And then it just took on a mind of its own. I started working with so many celebrities, and then getting like stamps of approval by my really good friend. He's like a brother to me, Ty Hunter, who dresses Beyonce and Billy Porter. So it was like, as I started like climbing, I started networking more and just telling my story and being very transparent. And, everyone know River and I as I couldn't afford a babysitter at the time, so he would be everywhere with me on set. That's actually how he got his first gig. He was on set with me. Couldn't afford a babysitter. He was in the little, what's it called? The harness that you put on your... Okay, so he was in that, and they were like, the kid on set they didn't really like that they had. So they were like, your child is so quiet. Like, oh my God, he's adorable. Can we use him? He got his first, like a Pampers gig off of that. Just being on set with me. So by me walking in my purpose, he led it to his purpose, and it was beautiful. So I would like to say, like, fashion chose me. I would like to say that. Like, it definitely did, because I was in school to be an educator. I don't know. No. That's a hard job. I don't know why people say, like, oh, be a teacher. No. I'm not someone. Hats tips to educators, because that is an amazing field and it's definitely needed, but they need to be paid more because I don't have the patience to do it.
So you went to school to be an educator and came out with fashion, and you do it from scratch. So how do you feel about the industry nowadays and all of these lines who are taking t-shirts, stamping them with brands and selling them? Like, does it take away from the integrity of business owners today?
It does. Everyone's looking to make like a quick buck, I feel like, or just to say they are fashion. And even when I don't believe in like labels make you fashionable. You're fashionable, affordable. That doesn't mean you're fashionable. I don't have to wear I don't have on any name brand right now, and I will still be the flyest chick in the room, so the flyest person, not even chick, so it's not about that. It's about, individual style. Whereas you get like a Solange who is just like her, organically her with her sense of style. She can be wearing a sweatsuit and she's going to be that chick wherever she walks into the room. So yeah, I do think it does take away from the integrity of fashion, because it's just everyone wants to make a quick buck or say they're doing something and they're not. You know, it has to be something you're passionate about, something that you have an eye for. It's a talent. It's a skill,
right.
You know, so it definitely takes away from the integrity.
So what was it like maturing throughout your career and everything that you have going on with River? Like, how did you manage all that you had going on and being young and just trying to keep everything together yourself? What was that like for you?
I had tunnel vision. Like, it was just tunnel vision. I'm just like, I have this dream. I know it's going to happen. And, you know, there are a bunch of stylists. There's stylists out there that have dressed bigger celebrities than I have. But it was my personality. It was my charisma. It was my, you know, that got me to be where I am now, you know. So, like, I just had tunnel vision, and I went in with integrity and good intentions. Like, I'm someone that essentially, if I say something, I mean it. There's no innuendo there. Like, my intentions are always on the table and what I want. So even in my indecisiveness, like, I'll figure it out and you'll know my intentions, but I'm always upfront. I'm not someone, like, there's a lot of gossip in the industry where people, I'm not that. If you ever hear Pilar talk about you behind your back, that's not true, because I'm going to say it to you. You know, so that's just my relationships with everyone, and it built such genuine, like, relationships with people to where, you know, there are people that, like, I look at, like, certain people like family now, like, you know. So yeah, it's just about, it was very complex in the beginning, just finding your tribe, finding who's for you, your team, and things like that. But ultimately, like, I want to say it paid off. It did pay off. It definitely paid off for this kid right here. But yeah, it paid off a little bit. But it was a long journey, trust me. Yeah. They say it's a 10-year rise to overnight success. So I think that's probably what I've been on. Yeah, probably.
Yes, well, we're enjoying seeing it. River, if I may ask you a question, how has your journey been, you know, with your leadership and your futuristic stardom, kid? How is it? What is it like for you?
It's been pretty fun, and at the same time, well, it's just been pretty fun and exciting because I could see myself on billboards, TVs, and I could just brag to my friends.
So, Miss P, if I may,
Okay.
is it okay? So, Miss P, with having such an eloquent and just overall well-rounded son, what is it like nurturing him into his, you know, leadership capabilities as well, right alongside yours? That's so cool.
I teach River humility because, like, our story, like I said, it wasn't easy. Like, we started off, like, we lived in a shelter. St. Roscoe's in Newark, New Jersey. So we went from living in a shelter, not really having anyone, to where we are today. So I teach him humility and that, you know, to always just be grateful and have integrity and things like that, and show everyone love and respect. Like, I'm really big on respect, you know. Treat everyone how you want to be treated, and because I believe what you put out is what you get back. It's like a boomerang you're just putting into the universe, and I know that's a fact for sure. So I, you know, with all of the accolades he's getting, you know, he's hanging out with people like John Legend and Rita Moreno and Music Soul Child, and he's been on set with these people since he was a tot, and they're all like, oh, River, you know. Or we were on set with Fat Man Scoop last week, and he like, River, what you doing? You did your homework? Like, and River looking at him like, no, I ain't doing my homework. Like, yo, you putting me on, you gonna tell my mom, you know? So, you know, these are people that are like icons, so to say, and they're all like family to us. So I you know, I essentially tell them, like, just like, these are, it's a normal to you, but it's not like what normal people see. Like, these are people that people look up to, just because, like, these people are like, you know, your uncles. And, you know, so I teach him humility more than anything else, where he's completely, like, I remember he was going through the stage where he was booking a lot of TV shows. Like, he was on Nickelodeon this year, and he was on so many different networks. And his friends would be like he didn't want to talk about what he did in school when he was going to attending regular school. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because I don't want people to think I'm bragging. I was like, that's not fair to you, though. You know, you can talk about what you do. You know, you talk about when you go to your karate classes after class, or they talk about them going to soccer. It's normal. It's what your life doing. And if those are your real friends, they'll understand that, and they'll be supportive, and they'll be like, wow, like, this is what my friend's doing. Just like you would go attend a baseball game of theirs. You know, so I had to teach him that, because it would really bother him, like, you know, when he was younger. But I think he's kind of got the equilibrium, the balance of it all right now. So
wow, that's powerful. That's really powerful.
Thank you.
So if you had any advice for people who feel like they have to compete in the industry, what's like one thing you would tell those people who feel like they have to prove themselves, or even just compete with, you know, their peers and others around them?
I would say you're not in the right industry. In this industry, you have to find your own lane. You have to find what works for you, because what works for me, I can tell you my journey. I can tell you, you know, how I made money, or how I did this, but everybody has their own path. So if you're competing with someone or doing something just to one up someone, you're in the wrong industry. You should always do things organically just for yourself first and foremost, or if you have children, or for your parents, or you should always do things out of love. Like being in competition with someone, that doesn't come from a genuine place of love. You know, you have to move with love in order to receive it back. So if you are competing, it's not going to end well. You know, you're just trying to one up somebody, and for what? You know, I want to see you do. I want to see you do. I want to see everyone like live in their truth, and you know. And if my whole thing is like, if I can assist you in any way, get there, I'm gonna help. Like, you know, I see dope people and I support them all the time, and that's what led me into doing PR and marketing, because I'm really good at it. So I would see inspiring entrepreneurs or up and coming brands, and they want to work with celebrities. They want to get press. They want to build brands organically. And I've built successful empires, you know, so I'm good at. So it led to me, like, let me do public relations. You know, I'm really good at it. So that's what led to that. So it's just like I'm a Jill of all trades, essentially. Yes. So, yeah, but if you're competing with people, you shouldn't be in this industry, because it will eat you alive. Like, it will eat you alive.
Mentioning a Jill of all trades, right? There are some people out there that say, if you're a Jill of all trades, you're a master of none, but the saying doesn't stop there.
It doesn't stop there. It doesn't.
Can you shed some light for those who may be, you know, lacking when it comes to feeling like they are gifted in many areas, but forced to choose one?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to choose. I always say there's many, you're the tree, and there's many branches of you. So why should you just have to nurture one branch? You get what I'm saying? Like, every celebrity Rihanna's a billionaire. They have many different avenues of how they make passive income, you know? So you should always have different means to, like, nurture yourself. Like, you don't just have one avenue. My son's an author. He's an actor. He's a model, you know, and he's an influencer. Like, so it's like you have to have many different branches, because you never know which one's going to hit first.
Right.
You never know which one. But what I would say is complex is finding, again, that equilibrium to which one, what time should I take to nurture this side of me versus this side of me versus this side of me, and you have to make sure it all makes sense. But you shouldn't just limit yourself ever. Like, why not? Like they say, the sky's the limit, but no, my best friend always says, no, I see footprints on the moon.
Right.
You know, so like, don't ever just feel like you have to choose one field. Why? Why do you have to choose one field?
Right.
Why?
That's when people try to limit you. You know what I mean? In those conversations, you can hear the people who are low-key jealous of you, the people that don't want you to succeed rather than them.
I had my best friend's mom at the time tell me to get realistic goals. She told me to get realistic goals, girl.
So with that being said, you know, adversity is something that you probably face very often within the industry.
Right.
And, you know, as females, as women, being strong sometimes can be a little bit too much for some people, where you come off a little abrasive when you're not really trying to be that. You're just saying how you really feel. How are some ways, or what are some ways that you go about ironing out those wrinkles when you are faced with adversity? Say if you are styling someone who doesn't have the best personality, or you know, it's not having the best day, I'll say, because everyone's human.
I'm gonna let you know that you have the worst personality. That's me. Like, that's what I mean by I'm very direct. When Fat Man Scoop did an interview with my sister Madison J. Shout out to Maddie. She's a radio personality. She has a show on iHeartRadio.
Shout out to Maddie J.
And Pandora. And he was doing an interview, and she was, you know, giving him his flowers for how he was one of the first people that really genuinely supported us in the entertainment industry. I remember I did wardrobe for a video shoot he did with Sean Paul. It was like, oh, my arm was broke. It was crazy. And that's when we first met, probably back in like 2012. It's been a minute. So he was just like, no, like, when y'all came into this business, you guys were always determined. You were always, like, straightforward with everything. If you wanted something done, you were doing it. And I always tell people that, sorry, that's my best friend, Antoine, I can't answer your phone call right now. I love you, though.
Y'all heard the ringtone now?
And he would say, you guys were always determined to, and I always tell people, I know people don't like Kanye West, but I admire a lot about him. Kanye was Kanye before Kanye became Kanye. He always had that mentality. And I saw that before. I said this before the documentary. Just backtrack the dates. Like, Beyonce was Beyonce before Beyonce became Beyonce.
Yeah.
You know, it starts with a mentality you have to have. And if you want something, you have to be assertive, and you have to be a go-getter, especially in this industry. And just also be respectful with it. But if I have a client that has a bad attitude, I'm going to pull them to the side. And I'm like, listen, I'm big on energy. I think I said that to you today. Like, I'm big on energy. I'm big on energy, and right now, like, is something wrong? Like, how can we make this better? Because, you know, we're transferring energy, and energy is contagious, and I'm not trying to leave out of here with that energy.
Right.
So how can we make this smooth for you? I remember when I did a photo shoot with Jim Jones last year, and I love you, Jimmy. I'm sorry, and he was doing and he was late, and we were all walking up the stairs. It was like 4 or 5 flights of stairs. He was like, damn, you couldn't find a place with less stairs. And I turned around. He was giving me a little spice, and I've known him for years, so it's like joking or whatever. And I'm like, Jimmy, come on. I'm going to carry you. Come on. Like, you know, so I'm going to, like, you know.
You're going to mediate
I'm
the
like,
situation.
we going to, like, comment. And then from then on, it was, like, smooth sailing. Everybody was laughing. We all started laughing. Like, he's like, all right, you right, you know. So it's about just being very direct. And, like, a lot of people will later, such had a stink attitude. Okay, why do you say that to them, though?
Right.
Like, why are you telling me I wasn't there? There's nothing I can do for you. Like, if you don't like someone's energy, it's best to be just very blunt and straightforward. And I've been well respected because I go directly to the person, like, listen, this is what it is. This is how it, like, I would want someone to give me that if I was like that. You get what I'm saying? So I just, again, put out the energy that I want to receive, and it's worked out well. So I've had those clients, and I also told those clients, and they'll tell you that I told them, like, yeah, Pilar told me, yeah. So being very direct.
That's an amazing example. Yeah. Like, River, you are so lucky to have the mom that you have today, because you have a great example of how to face, you know, certain people, where as though not everybody could do that easily. You know, some people get awkward, or they get
I'm socially awkward.
No, you're not though.
No, I really am. I'm very awkward. There was one time I accepted an award and then it dropped on it. I was like, I told y'all I didn't want to get up here and do this. I was like, why y'all make me do this? I told y'all know I'm awkward. And everybody started laughing. I'm like, all right, now y'all laughing. Fuck y'all.
But that's your personality, though, too. It's cute. That's what makes you. You know what I mean? You can't be perfect all the time. It's just...
I never got a replacement award either. They never sent me one. I'm just thinking about it, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah. Get that to her. Get her replacement reward, please. Because y'all set her up, having her go up. Y'all know she didn't want to do that in the first place.
I was so awkward, girl.
I'm crying. Okay. But that is great. So, you know, with everything that both you and your son have going on, managing all of that at one time, I bet gets so crazy.
It does, yeah.
Like, with the mom inside of you, I know you probably go crazy over your baby boy, just like anyone else. Yeah. Was there a time that anyone has taken you there, like where you almost, but not really? Or has he just been handling it so well?
He has been. I'll give Ruby that. There was once when?
I remember.
What?
It was first or second grade, and then. Me and one boy were in the lunchroom, and he said something. Then he like twisted my arm. Then I like twisted his arm back. Then he like ran back to the lunch lady and said that I just like pushed him or like punched him or something. And then the next day, you started going crazy on the teachers. No, I was scared for them.
I don't know what he's talking about, y'all, but. Yeah, I'm like, I mean, in that instance, somebody hit my child. We could all fight. Like, it's past talking. And once you put your hands on someone, and I'm such an advocate of just watch your mouth and watch your hands, you know, like, because once it's arm's distance, I have the right to defend myself. So, yeah, but once all bets, I mean, anybody could agree to that. All bets off. You hit somebody, I'm going to go in on your, I don't know if we could curse, but it's going to go down.
Yeah, you know. Don't play with people's kids, y'all.
Don't ever play with
Don't play
with
them.
But in the industry, has someone ever, and I mean, there's been instances where there will be people that are jealous of River, like, the mom. I don't really do. The reason why River works so well is because River was never a part of the kid industry. He was a kid in the real industry. Right. You know, like, where there is a kid industry where there's kid models, and I never got into that. So River he always attends the red carpet because I'm walking the carpet for HBO. They're like, oh, is River coming too? I'm like, sure. He's on the press tip sheet. So he's never been in the kid industry where he would get gigs and stuff. But I never wanted him to be just because a lot of kid entertainers stay kid entertainers. They don't know how to make that conversion. Right. So with my child, it was always like he had, like, I don't want to say a leg up, but, you know, like, people want, when casting directors started finding out, like, I'm his mom, Rod Digger's his aunt, like, they feel like he's already industry trained. So they're going to book him over other kids that don't have the experience. And then there's, like, a lot of views that are on you as well. Like, you have her following, my following. Oh, okay, if we put him in this, then his aunts and his mom are going to promote it, so let's cast him. So people just start getting jealous of that, but they never said it, like, to my face or anything. Because I'm a sharpshooter, and I come off as a sharpshooter. And if you mess with him, it's like, it's not good. Like, I am, like, a lion or a bear protecting a cub. Like, absolutely not. So, no one's ever, like... Not to my face, girl, to answer your question.
And
not
that's
to
good.
My face.
That's good. Don't try it, y'all. Don't try it. Because I feel myself getting protective over these two. So don't even try it. So tell us about, you know, the written pieces that you have, to have it on a positive note. Both you and your son are authors. What was it like being a first-time author, River?
Oh,
he's so cute.
It was okay. So I have my book, Mindset on Increase. It came out in 2016.
Okay.
And it was dedicated to my late aunt Tamika, who passed away, and she was like my mother figure in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that, and with that book was the first time I ever reached 100K in sales. No, girl, I'm from Newark. Like I told you, I went from the shelter to. I was starting to see those sales, and it was just how my journey was and like the steps I did to get there. And it was like a step guide. And I talk texted on the 39 bus back and forth, like to Newark Penn Station, like picking me up to school. I would talk text it out, and then I turned it into a book. And that was the first time I ever reached 100K in sales. And when the money was coming through, I'm looking like, somebody is out here scamming me. Like, is this real money? You know, like, because I had never seen that much money before. And so that was the first time, like, that happened for me. So I'm like, wow, okay, to the point where Barnes & Noble reached out to me, Ingram, that's what they're called. And they're like, oh, we would like to put the book in stores. And I'm like, this is a dream, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, so we did that. And then River saw the success. And I'm big on, like, meditation and chakra healing and things like that. So, and it's been implemented in him since he was a child. So he comes to me, he's like, Mom, I want to write a book because a lot of my friends don't know what meditation is. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we were on a press tour before COVID hit for his book. We went to Chicago. We did like a radio interview at iHeartRadio out there. We did about 2 or 3 actually, right? And we did a photo shoot with like this outlet. And then COVID hit, and I'm like, all right, I just want to go home, you know? So I'm like, all right, the book tour was on. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep it going as digital. So I do public relations. I'm sending the pictures out for him. Ended up on Forbes. So his first book ended up. He didn't even know what that meant.
Right.
He didn't know that people killed to be on Forbes, and here he is. And then he was nominated as a nominee for Forbes 30 Under 30 at, you were 10, right? Yeah. So it was very lucrative for him, and it was exciting. Like he just wanted to, you know, again, make a guide on how to, you know, heal your chakras, meditation guide, and it simplifies it for children. So I think that was the big catch to it, is that, wow, I could get this book and show my child how to do it, and then they would have to write down how they felt. It was really beautiful.
What a leader.
So, yeah.
What a leader.
My baby boy.
How do you feel seeing him just excel like this? For him to come to you and say, hey, Mom, I want to teach my friends how to do something positive like I'm doing for myself. How did that make you feel, Mom?
It made me feel warm inside.
Oh.
No, it did. It made me feel like I'm doing a good job with him, you know, so... It was really sweet. Yeah, and he had copies before COVID shut the world down. He gave it to all of the kids in his class. Mm-hmm. It was really sweet of him. Like, he's a really good kid, and he's really sweet. And we should hug. No, I tried it. Okay.
I'm crying. It was worth a try, y'all. They've been trying all day, you know? So, if you could give people advice who are trying to get in tune with themselves and their spiritual selves, what would top 3 advice without giving too much people, you know, the insight to the book, because y'all need to go purchase the book, okay?
I would say what you eat is very important. If you're trying to, like, get balanced spiritually, what you eat is very important. Just putting out the energy. I'm big on that. The energy that you put out, it's going to come back to you. I never even tell people, oh, I wish you well. I say, I wish you the energy you deserve, because you wishing someone well could be wishing them blessings that they don't deserve. So I say, if someone says that to me, I'm going to say, listen, thank you. Because you wishing me, like, to be a billionaire. Like, I put out good energy. So, you know, like, I wish you what you deserve. You know, I wish everything you put out comes back to you. You know, that's it. So, just big on putting the energy that you want to get out there, and just being organically yourself. Like, don't try to be someone you're not. You know, whatever feels natural to you, you do it. Like, I promote what feels natural to someone. If that's what feels natural to you, then do it. You know, so... Yeah.
Y'all have been amazing. I'm just so grateful for the experience to just be able to sit down and talk with you guys, because I love speaking with like-minded individuals that honestly are super real. We touch on this behind the scenes, but like, you don't meet many people with real auras. Like, I don't feel the need to be anyone but myself right now, you guys. And that doesn't happen often when you're in the industry. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I will always say energy is real. So this one is real right now. Like, there's no need for me to be anything opposite. If there's anything that you all could share with the audience today within this interview, any type of advice, notes, or just final words, what would you like to say?
Advice or final words?
One piece of advice is never give up on your dreams and keep going.
Oh, can we hug?
So sweet.
No.
Oh, what about a little,
just a little shoulder? Oh,
I
got the
yes, we got that on camera, you guys. Yes,
so
I love that. And River, what would you like? Well, further, what you just said, what you would like to say, but you know, is there anything you would like to share as far as students who are trying to handle work and their passions and everything? He already told y'all to stay motivated and, you know, do your best, never give up. But, you know.
Anything else? What about get some sleep? Listen to your mom?
Get some sleep. Listen to your mom.
No.
Y'all are so cute.
Oh,
well, we wish y'all
Thank
much success. Okay, we gonna
too.
put that out there.
Thank
Success, positive vibes always, and
Thank
that y'all
you.
be protected. So
Thank you. Same here.
thanks for joining us today. We are Jersey. We gonna let them go, you guys. We gotta go. All right, we got things to do. We gonna see y'all later. Thank you.
My fruit, girl.
Thanks for being with us, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Wait, no, do this, right? This.